Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS reporters Robert Paris, Elizabeth Fuller, Peter Brown with the weather, Gretchen Carey with community calendar, and Anthony Matos with sports. Thank you for joining us. Burlington firefighter paramedics Josh Carabello and Josh Landry were recognized by the Billerica Fire Chief and the Billerica Select Board for their participation in treating a victim at an ice rescue in Billerica on December 21st. Carabello and Landry successfully gave the victim emergency treatment for hypothermia. Here's Billerica Fire Chief Robert Cole commending their efforts at a recent Billerica Select Board meeting.
He then crossed the ice to firefighter Rayo and the victim, where they secured the victim and signaled members on the shore to pull them to safety. Burlington paramedics Joshua Carabello and Joshua Landry then tended to the hypothermic victim and then transported him to Leahy Clinic with a positive outcome. The proficiency and teamwork displayed by this diverse group of public safety professionals at this incident are to be commended. The extraordinary efforts of firefighters Rayo and Ferry deserve special commendation for their immediate and life-saving action. It is my privilege to recognize all members involved and award this letter of commendation, and I thank them for their service to this community.
In an email, Burlington Fire Chief Andrew Conady thanked the town of Billerica for acknowledging these brave individuals and expressed his appreciation for a neighboring community, including our fire department members in this special recognition. During the recent meeting of the school committee, District Business Manager Nicole Kosha updated the committee on the district's search for a food service management company with the upcoming retirement of Food Services Director Karen DeMazzo. 3 companies have responded and they are ready to start the evaluation process. There was some confusion among committee members as to what services the company would provide. Superintendent of Schools Eric Conti helped clarify.
For the rest of the year, we are just asking that they manage to get us through the rest of the year, and we could potentially do a more in-depth RFP or ask them to expand services, but it's just a matter of planning menus, making sure we have the right dry goods and the right food so that we can provide lunches. We have an acting food service director now, and she's doing a great job, and she's probably going to continue in that role, working with the management company, and we'll have a discussion and options as to how to move forward. But I just think it's something that we need to think about a little bit differently.
Christine Monaco expressed her concerns.
We've got an acting food service director who we're going to pay, and we're getting reimbursement money. We're keeping all of our people, and we're now going to, in addition to that, pay a food service company to do the work of the food service director that we're already paying. So why do we need both?
Madam Chair, I think that's a very good question. I would say that in terms of experience or looking at other options and seeing what we can, maybe the menu options might be something that can be expanded, and I think it's worth the conversation about how we'd like to move forward. And so I think the companies that were mentioned service a lot of communities, and I think they do a good job. It's not about replacing our workers. I just want to stress that 4 or 5 times. It's not about replacing our workers. We value our cafeteria workers and want to keep them. This is about sort of looking at ordering, menu options, potentially having more of a communication piece. Parents really, many parents visit the website solely to look at lunch menus and contents of meals. We're just going to see what sort of services that they can provide.
The committee agreed to move forward with the evaluation process. The discussion then progressed to composting and waste reduction in the cafeterias. BPS Director of Operations Bob Kuna proposed options for compostable products, trays and utensils, after the topic of styrofoam and waste reduction was discussed in length during their previous meeting. There were mixed opinions among the committee, including the drastic increase in cost for products and not wanting to waste the current plastic and styrofoam products the school still has. Dr. Carney explained that the schools are simultaneously looking at hiring companies for food service management and composting, and he believes it's a complicated endeavor.
The idea that we can fully fund a food service program that's high quality and meets the needs of everybody with compostable materials and a diverse menu, paid for by solely participation, I think is a fool's errand. It's just not going to happen. So at some point, we're going to put all of this together, and I don't really want to do it tray by tray or fork by fork. We may need to talk about the price point of a lunch, actually increasing a little bit, or then supporting maybe families because we don't want the price to go to the point where participation drops. But I'm assuming everyone that I'm speaking with is struggling with these same things. Food costs are significantly increasing, and we may need to talk about that as a whole.
Committee member Melissa Masato expressed her support for the moving away from the use of styrofoam. However, her priority
I
is the
agree
higher.
that I don't know if jumping to compostable right now, when we don't even have any sort of plan to actually do the compost, makes any sense. I'm happy to explore if this seems like a single priority to get rid of styrofoam. This doesn't look like outrageous cost if we focus on that single item. I would just like to say that my priority is definitely the higher quality lunches, which I'm hoping we can get out of this food services proposal. But that's where I would love to spend our money.
The committee reviewed the first reading of the school's waste diversion policy and what a potential compost system would look like and cost. The discussion is expected to continue at the school committee's next meeting on January 24. The new year is bringing some fresh new appointments to various positions in the town of Burlington. At the recent select board meeting, town engineer Thomas Hayes recommended Gage Moran for the position of civil engineer. Moran is wrapping up his degree in civil engineering at UMass Amherst. He's an apprentice pipe fitter and has worked for his family business. Inspector of Buildings Mark Dupel recommended Mike Kenny for the position of building inspector. Kenny worked for the town building department from 2017 to 2021, and the department is glad to have him return. And Conservation Administrator John Keeley recommended Bob Skean to serve on the Conservation Commission. The Select Board unanimously approved all of the appointments. Whether you've made a New Year's resolution or not, you can kick off your healthy journey with an all-levels treadmill-based walking and running class at Stride Fitness. BNEWS reporter Elizabeth Fuller visited Stride to see what this new addition to the shops at Simons Park is all about.
Stride Fitness, which offers fitness-based interval training for all fitness levels, recently opened at the shops at Simons Park.
We are the only studio of its kind in the sense that we're small, we're personalized, we have a really wonderful, quick, efficient, and very effective way of bringing people together in this beautiful space to move joyfully.
It's been such a passion project for us, and the community has responded so well and so positively that it's been very validating. After COVID, I feel like a lot of people just, really needed to get moving, to start feeling great again. It wasn't about size, it wasn't about weight, it was really just about feeling great. So this came along as the perfect opportunity to move our bodies in absolutely any way that felt good. So that's exactly what we set out to create.
You get to kind of choose how fast you go, how steep you climb. It's all based on what you want to get out of it. Walkers, runners, people of all abilities, all ages, all body types, we come together and we have this great opportunity to start together and finish together. We offer different types of classes for people. We have classes that are just treadmill. We have some that incorporate weights.
One of the things that I absolutely love, our signature class is a stride class, and it is exclusively on the treads. So you can walk, you can jog, you can run, you can dance, you can hop, you can skip, you can do whatever you'd like during the class, and it's really just about staying moving for 55 minutes.
We are going to help people work towards different goals, number of classes they take, upcoming races they might want to participate in. All of those are things that we will certainly be helping people with. We never want people to feel intimidated. So many people will say, well, I'd love to get started, but I'm a beginner and I don't know if I belong. And we say, well, everyone belongs.
I just want people to know that everyone will find their pace in our space. If they haven't had a chance to come on in, we are inviting everyone in January to come on in, try a class, bring a friend, and the door is wide open.
For B News, I'm volunteer reporter Elizabeth Fuller.
Conservation Administrator John Keeley was before the Select Board requesting approval for the purchase of conservation land on Sawmill Road under the will of Marshall Simons. The land is abutting a portion of the Sawmill Conservation Area that was acquired with a separate grant. Town meeting approved the purchase of this same parcel in 2011. However, the town lost touch with the landowner. The town was contacted a few weeks ago by the seller's son, and they are looking to sell the land again. The Select Board approved the request 5-0 to move forward with the process of hiring an appraiser and conducting negotiations. A warrant article is being drafted that will likely come before town meeting this fall. Burlington Town Meeting winter session takes place Monday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Burlington High School auditorium. Among the key articles to be decided on are the collective bargaining agreement contract funding for the Town Employees Association and the Public Works Union, $25,000 for cybersecurity assessment funding, new signage regulations to include 2 freestanding signs on the town common, one of which may be electronic, a 5-year waste disposal contract, land donations on Peach Orchard Road and Skilton Lane, and open municipal meeting and town meeting hybrid accessibility. It would be a shame to continue hybrid, with even with hybrid we can only get 84% attendance. In any event, to see the full warrant and backup materials, visit the town's website and search for town meeting. You can watch town meeting on BCAT's government channels, Comcast Channel 99, Verizon Channel 41, on Astound Cable on Channel 15, and BCAT will also be live streaming the proceedings on our BCAT government Facebook page. The Executive Director of Burlington Youth and Family Services, Christine Shruhan, informed the Select Board of a federal grant her department has been awarded. The grant is for $700,000, which is to help people ages 17 to 25 that are homeless or on the verge of becoming homeless. The largest portion of the funding is for rent money, so Burlington residents who qualify can stabilize their housing situation for up to 24 months. The grant did come with a 25% matching contingency. However, Burlington was granted a waiver for that 25%, so the entire $700,000 is coming from the federal government. The grant also includes resources that help guide the efforts in a full-time position with benefits being funded by the federal government. If Burlington is successful with the program, there's an opportunity for further funding. Police Chief Thomas P. Brown is pleased to announce that assessors from the Massachusetts Police Accreditation Commission will conduct a 3-day examination of the Burlington Police Department's policies and procedures, operations, and facilities. Burlington Police received state certification in 2007 and full state accreditation in 2011. The department has successfully received re-accreditation every 3 years since. Anyone interested in learning more about this program is invited to call Chief Brown or the department's accreditation manager, Lieutenant Thomas Carlson, at 781-272-1212. The on-site assessment will take place on January 31st, February 1st, and 2nd. Let's go now to BNEWS weatherman Peter Brown with your forecast, followed by Gretchen Carey with the community calendar.
Well, hello everyone. This is Peter Brown with Literature Weather for the next 7 days. Here we are getting in towards the tail end of January. Now, it's hard to believe that we are that far into winter. Now, starting out our period on Friday, we should be seeing temperatures at this time of the year in the mid-30s. That's exactly where we're going to be. We're going to see kind of a slushy mess out there. If you have to be out and about in the Burlington area on Friday, we're going to be seeing a mix of very cold rain and some snow mixed in. Now, as we get in towards the end of next period, we're going to be getting into the Thursday time frame, and again, our temperatures at this time of the year still should be in the mid-30s, and that's about where we're going to end up for the end of the week. Looking at our temperature map again, Nothing out of the ordinary for us here. They're expecting us to have above average temperatures. That's what I'm seeing as well. As we look at our precipitation chances, they're expecting us to have above average precipitation again. But again, with those above average temperatures, looks like we're going to have a lot more in the way of rain with maybe a little bit of snow out there. So if you are looking for that big nor'easter to come in, you are out of luck. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at those 7 days of weather coming up. As we get into the weekend, looks like it's going to be pretty chilly out there on Saturday, so we're not going to be melting too much of that snow that falls. But as we get in back towards Sunday, look at this. Our temperatures get back up into the low 40s again, and that's ahead of another rain event we think that's coming in here on Monday with temperatures, again, well above average, up into the mid 40s. We cooled off a little bit on Tuesday, but again, still above average. Then we bring in the chance of what looks like another rain event into the Burlington area on Wednesday with temperatures still in the mid to upper 40s. Thereafter, it looks like a strong cold front's going to come through and knock our temperatures down into the low 30s. But with that strong cold front coming through, that's also going to knock any chances of any snowstorms that would try to make it towards the Burlington area. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
It's flu season. You're probably planning to get your kids their flu shots, but remember to get yours too. Vaccinating your family is the best way to protect you and your kids from the flu. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Get your flu shot today.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar. On January 25th at 10 a.m., Jeff Jam will be performing at Anacalisa for a free sing-along at the Burlington Mall. Check out his website at jeffjam.com. Also on January 25th from 7 to 8 p.m., the Burlington Public Library is having a Zoom event called James Herriot, Life of the World's Most Famous Veterinarian. For more information and to register, go to burlingtonpubliclibrary.org. On February 4th from 7 to 11 p.m., the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce will be having a black tie gala at the Burlington Marriott. For more information and to register, go to burlingtonareachamberofcommerce.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
In sports with Anthony Matos, it was a record-setting week for two Red Devil teams, and Anthony has all of the action. Let's have a look.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos in this weekly sports report. It was a busy week here at Burlington High School, and we had a couple of exciting updates. Boys and girls basketball went over Melrose on January 13th. We go to the highlights.
The Red Devils did battle with the Red Raiders of Melrose. In the first period, the Devils were up 22-10. In the second, Burlington added 24 points to the board, while Melrose added 6. 46-16 at half, Red Devils. As they enter the third period, the offense didn't slow down, as they added another 15 points, while Melrose added 12. 61-28 after 3. Burlington ended the game in the fourth with another 14 points, and Melrose added 30. 75-58 was the final. The girls had a game against Melrose as well. At the end of the third period, it was a tight game, 43-41 Devils. Burlington bounced back to get some more points in the fourth as they added 9 and Melrose had 7. 52-48 was the final, Devils.
Not only that this was a one-sided affair, it was also a record-breaking day for Cedric Rodriguez as he knocked down 10 threes. Stay tuned for next week where we have an interview with Cedric and his coach. The team then had another game against Belmont on January 17th. Let's go to those highlights.
Marauders and Red Devils took the court for a Middlesex League matchup. It was a low-scoring game in the first period as Burlington was up by 5 over Belmont. 11-6. In the second, the Red Devils and Belmont both added 8 points. 19-14 headed into the half, Burlington. Things changed heading into the third as the Devils added 12 points on the board, while Belmont with 15. 31-29 after 3. Burlington picked up on offense in the fourth as they added 19 points, while their defense only allowed Belmont 10 points. 50-39 was the final, Burlington.
As this taping, the team is 10-1, and the girls are 4-6 after a 65-39 loss in Belmont on January 17th. Girls hockey had a blowout victory of Melrose 9-2 on January 14th. They then had a game on January 18th against Malden Catholic where they had a 0-0 tie. As this taping, the team is 6-4-1. Boys hockey had a 3-2 win over Bridgewater Raynham on January 14th. The Devils will be on the road at Stoneham Arena against Wakefield on January 21st. As of this taping, the team is 2-5-2. Both track teams competed in the Massachusetts State Track Coaches Association Invitational on January 13th through January 15th. You can check out the full results at bcattv.org/sports. In addition, senior Elijah Walensky broke a new school record, 6 feet 11 inches, for his performance in the indoor pole vault. Stay tuned for the interview next week with Coach Carr and Elijah. The girls' team is now 3-1, and the boys remain undefeated at 4-0, and will both be back for their scheduled meet at the track at New Balance on January 26th against Wilmington. The Devils competed at the Weymouth Invitational on January 14th, with Kaswani finishing in second place overall. Burlington came in 17th place out of 21 with a total of 60 points. For the full results, go to bcattv.org/sports. Burlington went to Woburn Memorial High School on January 18th and fell to the Tanners 54-25. As was taping, the team is 6-8. In December, senior BHS wrestler Marcus Tucci had a great day at the George Bossy Holiday Tourney as he won 5 of his matches in a row. We go to BNEWS sports reporter Robert Paris for more.
Senior Marcus Tucci went all out in the George Bossy Holiday Tournament in December as he made 5 pins in a row during the match.
That was most of the performance. You know, he had a winnable match his first one. He didn't wrestle his best, kind of got caught, lost to a good kid, and then he went on that run, won 5 matches. Then he ran into, a really good wrestler that's a little above him, and there wasn't a whole lot he could do in that last one. But he had a solid tournament, just, misplacing by 1 match. There's about 85 teams there, so it's a pretty good day for him.
His day started off with a loss. However, he got back up to secure the next 5 wins over his opponents.
They were good 5 pins. I had 2 losses. I think if I put the hard work in, I'll be a good wrestler. I think I've had a pretty good performance this year so far.
Tucci is placed in the 182 weight class. His 5 wins were against Max Holloway of Agawam, John Jarugi of Newton North, Sean Boudreau of Alvarine High School of Hudson, New Hampshire, Owen Rondeau of Londonderry, New Hampshire, and Seth Adams of Monadnock Regional High School in Swansea, New Hampshire. Along the way, Marcus has learned a lot from his coach on how to become a better wrestler.
He sticks to the basics. He does not too many crazy moves, just practice. He pushes us hard at practice. I would like to get my name up on that board and make it to states and win.
From the wrestling room down at Burlington High School, I'm Robert Paris for BNews Sports.
Came away with a victorious 88-81 win over Winchester on January 17th. Burlington will be on the road in Haverhill on January 24th. As this taping, the team is 2-4. Lady Devils Gymnastics are 2-1 as of this taping after a 137-130 win over Arlington on January 17th. They will travel to Melrose High School on January 20th. As this taping, the meet is underway. Red Devils Gymnastics had a meet at home on January 12th against Braintree, Lowell, and Newton North. Burlington came in first place with 142.3 points, Newton North in second with 122.9, Braintree third with 79.1, and Lowell last with 61.4. The Red Devils faced these teams at home on January 19th, where they came in first place with 134 points, Newton North in second with 111.9, Braintree in third with 109, and Lowell last with 64. The team is now 3-0 and has another meet at Newton North High School on January 23rd. On January 26th, we'll be back at the new track facility at New Balance in Boston, where the track teams face a familiar Middlesex League rival, the Wilmington Wildcats, at 4:30 p.m. on the BCAT TV Facebook page. You can check out the Game of the Week list on our website at bcattv.org. That's all for now. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week's photo was sent in by Sunita Tiwari and shows us a beautiful sunrise taken by her daughter at the crack of dawn while waiting for the school bus to arrive. Thank you for the photo, Sunita. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of your outdoor activities, family and pets, the weather, sights around town, or anything else you'd like to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. We have our Photo of the Year. The votes from Facebook, from our Facebook poll have been tabulated, and we are pleased to announce that Mary Leach's photo won our 2022 Photo of the Year contest. Mary's winning photo was a demonstration that sometimes it's good to change your perspective. It shows a daytime moon over Mary Cummings Park. The photo almost didn't get taken, however, because as Mary explained, she was there to take a shot in the opposite direction. Sometimes the best view is the one behind you, she explains. I went to Mary Cummings Park after work today to see the sunset. Instead, the moon rising was the more spectacular view. Glad I turned away from the sun. Congratulations to Mary, and thank you to everyone who submitted photos and voted in the contest. We eagerly await to see what photos you send in over the course of 2023. And that's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Robert Paris, Elizabeth Fuller, Peter Brown, Gretchen Carey, and Anthony Matos. Thank you for joining us.